mountains are whispering, the rivers are singing, the stars are folding up their silver blankets, and the fig tree is speaking at dawn. Rise up, sleepers, lift up your eyes from the dust, for the earth is carrying a message, the wind is carrying a warning. The fig tree is stretching forth her tender branch. Kingdom fire on the horizon, mercy breaking through the darkness. The King is nearer than yesterday. The fig tree speaks at dawn, calling every nation home. Her leaves are dancing in the morning sun, saying, the kingdom soon shall come. The fig tree speaks at dawn, hear creation's holy song. Every root and every branch declare the coming of the living one. I was walking through the valley before the morning light, when I heard a voice like thunder breaking through the night. Not from palace, not from prophet, not from army standing tall, but a fig tree by the roadside had a message for us all. Her roots were deep in ancient promise, her branches touched the sky. She remembered every covenant that generations passed by. She said, child, look around you, the seasons have begun, the signs are all awakening, the Father's work is done. The birds begin to testify, the oceans start to sing, the heavens turn their pages to announce the coming King. The fig tree speaks at dawn, calling every nation home. Her leaves are dancing in the morning sun, saying, the kingdom soon shall come. The fig tree speaks at dawn, hear creation's holy song. Every root and every branch declare the coming of the living one. The deserts heard the whisper, and blossoms filled the sand. The rivers broke their silence, and praise swept through the land. The cedars of the mountains bowed low before his name. The stones along the pathway declared his endless reign. The fig tree kept on speaking, her leaves began to shine, reflecting holy sunlight from a source that was divine. She said, when you see the branches waking, know the summer is near. The kingdom's gates are opening. Why should silent fear? The fig tree speaks at dawn, calling every nation home. Her leaves are dancing in the morning sun, saying, the kingdom soon shall come. Oh, Babylon cannot stop it, no darkness can conceal. The promises of Yahweh are stronger than the steel. The trumpets of redemption is echoing through time, and every faithful watcher can see the coming sign. Wake up, shepherd, wake up, dreamer, wake up, daughter, wake up, son. The shadows now are fleeing, the morning has begun. Speak, speak, fig tree. The leaves are dancing, the branches are swaying, the crowd is cheering, but heaven is searching. Who shall stand when the gardener comes? Who shall answer when the master calls? Many leaves, but where is the fruit? Look beyond the green appearance, look beyond the outward show. The roots are speaking, the roots are speaking. Leaves without fruit, what shall remain in the day of truth? When the King comes walking through, will he find life in you? Oh, leaves without fruit, beautiful branches but no living proof. When heaven searches through and through, will he find faith in you? I saw a tree beside the highway, standing proud beneath the sun. Its leaves were bright as emerald banners, shining for everyone. Travelers stopped and admired, saying, surely this tree is blessed. But hidden underneath the beauty was an empty wilderness. No fruit for the hungry stranger, no sweetness on the vine, only shadows of abundance, only appearances in time. The master drew a little closer, his eyes saw deeper than men. He looked beyond the decoration to the heart that lay within. The trumpet of truth is sounding, no disguise can survive, for the gardener of creation knows what is dead and alive. Leaves without fruit, what shall remain in the day of truth? When the King comes walking through, will he find life in you? Oh, leaves without fruit, beautiful branches but no living proof. When heaven searches through and through, will he find faith in you? Many sing upon the mountain, many speak the sacred name, many wear the robes of worship, yet their hearts remain the same. Many build impressive altars, many gather mighty crowds, yet the poor remain forgotten, while pride hides in the clouds. The river of mercy is flowing, but some refuse to drink, standing near the living water, yet remaining on the brink. The fig tree heard the warning, the valley heard it too. The question crossed the generations, what kind of fruit are you? Not the fruit of reputation, not the fruit of empty fame, not the fruit of empty fame, not the fruit of loud religion built around a human name. Give us fruit of compassion, give us fruit of holy fire, give us fruit of faithful living, hearts consumed by God's desire. Love that heals the brokenhearted, grace that lifts the fallen soul, mercy reaching every nation. That is fruit that makes us whole. Fruit of kindness, echoes of kindness, fruit of mercy, echoes of mercy, fruit of patience, echoes of patience. Let the roots run deep, let the roots run deep. No more pretending, no more disguises. Gardener is coming, the gardener is coming. The morning sun began to rise, the shadows fled away, and every tree was standing naked in the light of Judgment Day. Some rejoiced with heavy branches bent beneath the harvest grant. Others trembled in the silence, nothing gathered in their hands. Then I heard a voice from Zion, rolling like the mighty sea. Let my spirit feed your roots, and my truth shall set you free. Bear the fruits of living faith. Let my love be fully grown, for leaves may catch the eye of men, but fruits reveals my own. Leaves without fruit, oh, what shall remain in the day of truth? When the King comes walking through, will he find life in you? Leaves without fruit, beautiful branches, but no living proof. When heaven searches through and through, will he find faith in you? Will he find mercy? Will he find justice? Will he find love alive in you? The wind keeps whispering fruit, that the roots keep calling fruit, that the spirit is searching fruit. Let your branches testify, not by leaves alone, not by leaves alone, not by leaves alone, but by the harvest, the holy harvest. Whoa, by the harvest, the holy harvest. Whoa, when the King comes walking through in you, the wind keeps whispering, the roots keep calling, the spirit is searching. Let your branches testify, not by leaves alone, not by leaves alone, but by the harvest, the holy harvest. The morning sun began to rise. Whoa, listen. The heavens are shifting, the atmosphere is trembling, and the earth is holding its breath. For a long time, the fields were silent. For a long time, the branches were dry. For a long time, the leaves had no song. But now, something is coming over the horizon. Not judgment, not silence, but rain, rain upon the dry leaves. Joel spoke it, the prophet declared it, and heaven is releasing it again. Rain upon the dry leaves, let the heavens open wide. Pour your spirit over nations, let revival fill the sky. Rain upon the dry leaves, every barren soul will sing, for the drought is now forgotten in the presence of the King. I walk through fields of waiting, where nothing dared to grow. The branches look like memories of what we used to know. The soil was cracked with silence, the winds had lost their song. Yet still I heard a whisper, you won't stay dry for long. The seasons had grown weary, the people lost their praise, but deep inside the dryness, a promise still remained. For God does not forget what He has spoken true, and every barren season is preparing something new. Oh, the sky begins to tremble, the clouds begin to form. The mercy of the Father breaks through every stone. Rain upon the dry leaves, let the heavens open wide. Pour your spirit over nations, let revival fill the sky. Rain upon the dry leaves, every barren soul will sing, for the drought is now forgotten in the presence of the King. Then I saw the distant heavens start to open like a door, and the sound of holy thunder touched the earth once more. The first drop hit the desert like a kiss from heaven's hand, and life began to rise up from the broken, thirsty land. The dry leaves started trembling, the roots began to cry, for water was returning from the mercy in the sky. What was dead began to breathe again, what was lost began to shine, for every drop of glory was a signal from divine. Pour it out, pour it out, pour it out, Spirit of the living God. Break the drought, let revival flood the earth. Heal the broken, wake the sleeping, restore the weary hearts. Let the rain of your presence fall on every part. Rain, fall, revive, restore. Dry leaves are singing now. Dry leaves are singing now. The drought is broken, the sky is open. I saw the people dancing where sorrow used to stay. I saw the blind receiving light as night was chased away. The desert turned to garden, the silence turned to sound, and every broken promise was lifted from the ground. The river of His mercy now flowing through the land, restoring every heartbeat by the power of His hand. Rain upon the dry leaves, let the heavens open wide. Pour your spirit over nations, river is no longer silent. The throne is no longer distant. There is a sound coming from the eternal city. A river of life is flowing through the streets of glory. And on both sides of the river, a tree is standing, not just any tree, the tree of life, and its branches are heavy with fruit, fruit for the healing of the nations. Can you see it? Can you feel it? The kingdom is no longer a dream, it is approaching. Fruit for the healing of nations, flowing from the tree of life. Every leaf brings restoration, every branch removes the strife. Fruit for the healing of nations, in the city of the King, where the river never ceases and eternal praises ring. Yeah. I saw a vision rising beyond the broken land, a city built in glory, not made by human hand. The streets were full of healing, the air was full of light. No shadow touched the morning, no sorrow touched the night. The river ran like mercy from the throne of holy grace, and every thirsty spirit found welcome in that place. The tree of life was standing beside the crystal stream. Its fruit was overflowing like fulfillment of a dream. No sickness in its branches, no famine in its shade. For everything there blossoms by the word that God has made. Fruit for the healing of nations, flowing from the tree of life. Every leaf brings restoration, every branch removes the strife. Oh, fruit for the healing of nations, in the city of the King, where the river never ceases and eternal praises ring. I saw the broken nations returning one by one from valleys of destruction to the rising of the sun. The wounded found their healing, the captives found their song, the weak became the strongest, where they once had been so long. No weapon has its meaning, no tear is left to fall, for every heart is gathered into peace that covers all. The leaves begin to whisper, the branches start to sing, a melody of justice flowing from the living King. Let the river heal the nations, let the fruit restore the earth, let the hands of God be moving from the heavens to rebirth. No more war, no more sorrow, only life that never ends. River flow, healing, tree of life, restoration, the nations are singing now, peace is rising. I saw the nations dancing where ashes used choose to stay. I saw forgiveness rising and wiping tears away. The fruit was not for famine, no hunger, no despair, but healing for the broken and restoration everywhere. The King will soon be coming. His glory fills the skies, and every chain of sorrow will vanish from our eyes. The fruit for the healing of nations, flowing from the tree of life. Every leaf brings restoration, every branch removes the strife. Oh, fruit for the healing of nations, forever we will sing. For the river of salvation flows from Christ our King. Fruit for the healing of nations. Oh, the promise has begun. Creation finds its healing in the rising of the sun. Healing, river, life, the nations restore. The tree of life is speaking. Oh, fruit for the healing of nations, forever and ever. Listen to the mystery of the tree. Listen to the story of the root. Not all branches stand by their own strength. Not all fruit comes from their own soil. For there is a covenant deeper than flesh, a promise older than time, and the wild branches are being called home. Grafted in by mercy and grace. The olive tree is speaking tonight. We are branches of the covenant, grafted in by mercy's hand. Once outside the promise, now we stand in holy land. Branches of the covenant, rooted in eternal grace, no longer strangers in the field. We now behold His face. I was once a wild branch wandering, cut off from the ancient tree, searching for a place of meaning where my soul could finally be. The winds of life had tossed me through deserts dark and wide. I bore no fruit of promise, no covering, no guide. But then I heard a calling from the root beneath the ground, a voice that broke the silence with the sweetest healing sound. It said, "You are not forgotten, though you wandered far away. There is room within my covenant if you choose to stay." Oh, the mystery of mercy, oh, the depth of grace so wide. The wild now finds a family in the one who was denied. We are The natural branch was broken, not by hate, but by unbelief. Yet even in their falling was a doorway for relief. For God is not rejecting, but unfolding deeper love, bringing wild and chosen together in the wisdom from above. Now every tribe and nation, every tongue and every place is invited to the table of unending holy grace. The root is not divided, the covenant stands secure. For what God has planted in His will forever endure. No pride in the branches, no boasting in the wild, for all are held together by the mercy of the child. One root, one tree, one promise, one king. Let every heart surrender, and let the branches sing. Think, 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 think. Grafted in, rooted deep, rooted deep. Mercy flows, mercy flows from the root of Abraham. Chosen, chosen, chosen. Restore, restore. One olive tree, one covenant, Lord. Now I stand among the branches, not by strength but by His call, living proof that grace is stronger than the pride that made men fall. I bear no boast of self-made glory, only mercy brought me near. And every fruit I carry is because the root is here. So let the tree keep growing, let the nations understand that the covenant is living in the work of God's own hand. We are branches of the covenant, oh, grafted in by mercy's hand. Once outside the promise, now we stand in holy land. Oh, branches of the covenant, rooted in eternal grace, no longer strangers in the field. We now behold His face. Hey, branches of the covenant, forever we will sing. One tree of life united under Christ our King. One root, one tree, one mercy, crafted in, forever joined by grace. Oh, listen to the mystery of the tree. Listen to the story of the root. Not all branches stand by their own strength. Not all fruit comes from their own soil. For there is a covenant deeper than flesh, a promise older than time, and the wild branches are being called home. Grafted in by mercy and grace. The olive tree is speaking tonight. We are branches of the Listen, the seasons are speaking again. The earth is not silent. There is a change in the atmosphere. The fig tree is blooming, the branches are bending, and the winds are carrying a message, not of confusion, but of clarity, not of fear, but of awakening. Summer is near, the King is near. Can you discern the season? Summer is near, can you not see? The fig tree speaks prophetically. When branches bloom and leaves appear, the kingdom of the Lord is near. Summer is near, awaken soul, let every heart prepare and know. The signs are written in the air, the coming of the King is near. I walk through changing seasons, where cold and heat collide. The earth was full of questions no man could cast aside. The fig tree stood in silence until the moment came when life began to whisper and call upon his name. The branches started stirring, the leaves began to rise, and suddenly the heavens reflected in our eyes. For every generation has seen the signs unfold, but few have understood them or rightly been told. He said, when you see it blooming, you know the time is near. So open up your spirit and cast away all fear. Summer is near, can you not see? The fig tree speaks prophetically. When branches bloom and leaves appear, the kingdom of the Lord is near. Summer is near, awaken soul, let every heart prepare and know. The signs are written in the air, the coming of the King is near. There are wars and there are rumors, there are shaking in the land, but still the voice of heaven is calling every man. Look beyond the chaos, discern what I reveal. For truth is in the seasons that only faith can feel. The earth is in transition, the old is passing by, and something new is forming beneath the changing sky. The fig tree is a witness to promises fulfilled, a sign that what is spoken is now becoming real. Wake up, generation, open your eyes. The signs are not hidden, they are written in the sky. Do not sleep in distraction, do not fall into delay, for the King is approaching in a soon and coming day. The season, the fig tree, summer is coming, awake. The signs are speaking, the time is near. I see the faithful watching, with lamps both trimmed and bright, preparing for the moment when darkness turns to light. No fear among the righteous, no panic in the storm, for those who know the season are already being formed. The harvest is approaching, the field is turning gold, and every hidden promise is now about to unfold. of the Lord is near. Summer is near, prepare your heart. Let every soul make a ready start. For what was once concealed in time is now revealed in every sign. Summer is near, the King will reign. No more sorrow, no more pain. Lift your eyes and do not fear, for the coming Lord is near. The fig tree, the fig tree, the fig tree. Summer is coming, coming. Awake, awake. The signs are speaking, time is near. I see the faithful watching, with lamps both trimmed and bright, preparing for the moment when darkness turns to light. No fear among the righteous, no panic in the storm. For those who know the season are already being formed. The harvest is approaching, the field is turning gold, and every hidden promise is now about to unfold. Summer is near, can you not see? The fig tree speaks prophetically. When branches bloom and leaves appear, the kingdom of the Lord is near. Summer is near, can you not see? The fig tree speaks prophetically. When branches bloom and leaves appear, the kingdom of the Lord is near. Summer is near, can you not see? The fig tree speaks prophetically. When branches bloom and leaves appear, the kingdom of the Lord is near. Summer is near, awaken soul. Let every listen. The wind is no longer whispering, the sky is no longer silent. There is a sound in the earth, a sound like footsteps approaching the vineyard, a sound like truth coming to inspect the tree. The prophets warned it, the scriptures declared it. The axe is at the root, not the branch, not the leaf, but the root. Every hidden thing will be revealed, every secret foundation will be tested. The axe is at the root, the axe is at the root. Who shall stand when it falls? Every tree without true fruit will be shaken by the call. The axe is at the root, no disguise can save the day. Repent, return, surrender now, before he takes it all away. I saw a forest standing tall under golden skies. Leaves were bright like banners, but emptiness inside. Many trees were singing, but no fruit met the light. Outward they were glowing, but inward there was night. The gardener walked among them, his eyes like burning flame. He saw beyond appearance and called each one by name. He said, I planted purpose, I gave you life and rain, but where is your obedience? Where is your harvest grain? Do not trust in outward beauty, do not trust in hollow praise, for judgment walks the heaven stayed still and cold. For many were religion, but their hearts were turning old. They fasted in the daylight, but darkness ruled the night. They lifted holy language, but refused to walk in light. And the voice of truth kept calling, like thunder in the air. Do not pretend you're living if no fruit is growing there. The axe was lifted slowly, not in rage but righteous will, to cut away deception, to make the vineyard still. Repent, turn back, return. The mercy door is open. Whoa. But it will not stay forever. No more delay, no more disguise. The root is being examined, the truth is being revealed. The axe at the root, truth comes to the root. No more hiding, no more hiding. Stand the fall, fire in the vineyard, fire in the soul. Who will remain? Then I saw a remnant rising, humbling down in tears, breaking all their pride away, true repentance over years. And mercy met them gently, where judgment once stood near. For broken hearts are fruitful when they bow in holy fear. The axe became salvation, not destruction in disguise. For pruning brings new purpose to those who seek the skies. The axe is at the root, the axe is at the root. Who shall stand when it falls? Every tree without true fruit will be shaken by the call. The axe is at the root, but mercy still remains for those who turn in brokenness, will rise again from shame. The axe is at the root. Hear the warning of the King, for judgment brings the cleansing that makes dead branches sing. The root, the root, the truth, the truth. Repent, the axe is near, not to destroy, but to restore. The axe is at the root. Listen, listen to the silence that is not silent. The earth is mourning, the skies are heavy, and somewhere between heaven and earth, the gardener is weeping, not for the soil, but for the hearts that refuse the rain. Not for the vineyard, but for the branches that turned away from life. Jeremiah cried in the night, and the tears are still falling today. Can you hear them? Can you feel them? The gardener is crying, the gardener's tears are falling over nations gone astray. He planted seeds of mercy, but they turned and walked away. The gardener's tears are falling on the fields that once were green. Now silence fills the vineyard. once was seen. I walked through broken nations where truth was left to die. The altars full of shouting, but no one wondered why. The streets were full of noise, but empty was the soul. The hands were lifted high, but hearts were not made whole. The prophets cried in warning, yet few would understand. The seas of righteousness were falling through a hardened land, and heaven watched in silence, not absent but in pain. For every ignored calling was another drop of rain. Oh, how long will we resist him? How long will we delay? The voice of holy mercy still calls us every day. The God in us, tears are falling over nations gone astray. He planted seeds of mercy, but they turned and walked away. The God in us, tears are falling on the fields that once were green. Now silence fills the vineyard where his glory once was seen. He came in gentle mornings, he came in evening winds. He came through every warning that love could send again. He spoke through broken voices, through children and the poor, through seasons of correction, still knocking at the door. But pride became a mountain, and blindness filled the eye. They built their towers higher while truth was left to die. And still the garden awaited, with hope beyond the night, holding back the judgment for mercy over might. Oh, nations, hear the sorrow. Oh, hearts, return again. The tears of God are calling like rain upon the plain. Not anger, but heartbreak. Not rage, but holy pain. The gardener still is weeping to restore what we have slain. Tears fall, heaven weeps, mercy cries, return, the vineyard is calling. Come back, oh, oh. I saw the fields remember the glory they once knew, when love was not forgotten and righteousness was true. The roots began to tremble, the branches bowed in shame, as if creation whispered it still could speak his name. And in the storm of sorrow, her voice began to rise. I do not desire destruction, I desire life inside. Oh, the gardener's tears are falling over nations gone astray. He planted seeds of mercy, but they turned and walked away. The gardener's tears are falling, yet still he calls in love to bring us from the ashes to the mercy from above. Oh, the gardener's tears are falling, but hope is not in vain. For every tear that waters can bring new life again. Tears falling, Listen to the silence that is not silent. The earth is mourning, the skies are heavy, and somewhere between heaven and earth, the gardener is weeping, not for the soil, but for the hearts that refused the rain. Not for the vineyard, but for the branches that turned away from life. Jeremiah cried in the night, and the tears are still falling today. Can you hear them? Whoa, listen. Oh, the earth is keeping records. The seasons are turning pages. The gardener is walking through the vineyard again. 3 summers have passed, 3 winters have gone, 3 harvest moons have risen over the field, and still mercy stands at the gate. Can you hear the conversation? Can you hear the cry between justice and compassion? The axe is waiting, but mercy is speaking. Give it one more year. 3 years of mercy, 3 years of grace. The gardener kept believing there was fruit beneath the waste. 3 years of mercy, oh, 3 years of love. The hand of heaven covered me when judgment stood above. I was a tree in the vineyard, standing where the sunlight fell. My roots were deep in blessing, yet my story did not tell. Many chances passed before me, many rains had touched my ground, yet I gave no fruit of kindness, though abundance was around. The owner came inspecting, looking branch to branch and leaf, searching for the harvest that would answer his belief. He sighed beneath the silence, for the fruit was nowhere found, and the vineyard held its breath as his footsteps crossed the ground. Justice raised a question, the heavens grew still, but mercy stepped between them and spoke with holy wind. 3 years of mercy, 3 years of mercy, 3 years of grace. The gardener kept believing there was fruit beneath the waste. Oh, 3 years of mercy, 3 years of mercy, 3 years of love. The hand of heaven covered me when judgment stood above. The gardener said, let me dig around the roots, let me break the hardened clay, let me pour fresh water gently, let me stay another day. Let me spread the richest compost, let me pull the choking weeds, for sometimes hidden deep below are sleeping mustard seeds. Then his hands began to labor through the heat and through the rain, working where no eye could witness, healing years of buried pain. He touched forgotten places where old wounds had built their walls, and whispered words of healing to the heart behind behind it all. Who among us has not stumbled? Who among us has not failed? Who among us has not wandered when temptation's winds prevail? Yet mercy kept on calling. Mercy kept the lantern bright. Mercy walked beside the sinner through the darkest part of night. Mercy said, get up again. Mercy said, begin again. Mercy said, the story is not over. One more year, one more year, one more chance, one more chance, one more season, one more season. Mercy waits, mercy waits. The gardener is working, working. The gardener is healing, healing. The gardener believes, believes, believes. Then the rains began to nourish places dry for many years. The roots drank deep forgiveness and released their hidden fears. Tiny buds appeared one morning, then blossoms filled the air. The vineyard sang in wonder at the answer to a prayer. Fruit of patience started growing. Fruit of kindness followed too. Fruit of faith and reconciliation pushed their way into the view. The owner came returning as another season passed, and smiled upon the vineyard, for the harvest came at last. What judgment would have ended, mercy chose to restore. And the tree once marked for cutting became fruitful evermore. 3 years of mercy, 3 years of mercy, 3 years of grace. The gardener kept believing there was fruit beneath the waste. 3 years of mercy, 3 years of mercy, 3 years of love. The hand of heaven covered me when judgment stood above. 3 years of mercy, the miracle remains. For God can turn a barren field into a fruitful plain. Mercy waited, waited. Mercy watered, watered. Mercy labored, labored. Mercy stayed. One more year, one more year, one more chance, one more chance, one more season, one more season. The gardener still believes. Yeah, the tree that should have fallen now bears fruit because of mercy, because of mercy, because of mercy. 3 years of mercy. The earth is keeping records. The seasons are turning pages. The gardener is walking through the vineyard again. 3 summers have passed, 3 winters have gone, 3 harvest moons have risen over the field. Whoa. Shh. Can you feel it? The heat of battle is fading, the noise of war is falling silent, and a new sound is rising in the earth. Not the sound of swords, not the cry of fear, but the sound of rest. Under the shade, under the shade, under under the shade of grace. The nations are breathing again, the weary are finding shelter, and the voice of the shepherd is calling, come and rest with me. Under the shade of grace, I find my resting place. No weapon formed can shake me here. In your love I'm safe and near. Under the shade of grace, where mercy covers every space. The storms may rise, the winds may roar, but I will fear no more. Through many valleys where shadows tried to stay, I carried heavy burdens that would not fade away. The world was full of battles, the night was full of cries, but somewhere in the distance I saw a breaking sky. Then I heard a gentle calling, like water on dry land. The voice of peace surrounded me, the touch of holy hand. He said, come out of striving, lay down your sword and fear, for in my shade of mercy, my presence draws you near. No enemy can find me, no darkness can remain, for under his protection, even sorrow turns to gain. Under the shade of grace, I find my resting place. No weapon formed can shake me here. In your love I'm safe and near. Under the shade of grace, where mercy covers every space. The storms may rise, the winds may roar, but I will fear no more. Oh, I see the broken nations still searching for a home. So many hearts are wandering, so many feel alone. But there is a place of refuge, where every tear is known, where peace flows like a river from the mercy of the throne. The swords are laid down gently, the battle songs grow still, and children play in safety upon the holy hill. For every voice that's trembling, for every soul afraid, there is a table waiting beneath this holy shade. Let the weary find their rescue, let the wounded find their healing, let the anxious find their silence in the shadow of your wings. No more fear, no more fear, no more sorrow, only peace that never ends. Rest, peace, peace, grace, grace, shade of mercy, shade of love. Rest, safe, safe. The war is over, the war is over. I sat beneath the branches, where heaven touched the ground, and every broken heartbeat was lifted by the sound. The sound of pure forgiveness, the sound of perfect peace, the sound of conflict left to fight. For in the shade of glory, everything became right. Oh, under the shade of grace, I find my resting place. No weapon formed can shake me here. In your love I'm safe and near. Under the shade of grace, where mercy covers every space. The storms may rise, the winds may roar, but I will fear no more. Under the shade of grace, we lift one grateful face for every soul that finds this home. We'll never walk alone. Shade of grace, shade of mercy, mercy, shade of mercy, peace, forever safe. Under your shade we rest. Oh, under the shade of grace. Can you feel it? The heat of battle is fading. The noise of war is falling silent, and a new sound is rising in the earth. Not the sound of swords, not the cry of fear. Whoa, can you hear it? Can you feel it? The dust is rising from forgotten places. The crack earth is trembling beneath our feet. The wilderness is holding its breath. For years the valley cried without answer. For years those vineyards thirsted beneath the burning sky. But look, a cloud is forming in the east. A river's waking in the desert. The holy rain is coming. Lift your heads, weary souls. Lift your eyes, forgotten ones. The gardener of heaven is walking through the wilderness, watering the desert vineyard, pouring mercy on the dry ground. Where no song could once be heard, now redemption makes a sound. Watering the desert vineyard, living rivers overflow. Every broken root is rising, every buried dream will grow. I saw a field abandoned, where hope had long since died. The vines were bent and weary, the earth was cracked and wide. The wind carried old sorrow through valleys stained with pain. The vineyard sat in silence, waiting for the rain. Many had forgotten what the vineyard used to be. A place of fruit and laughter, a place of liberty. But heaven never lost it. Though men had turned away, the master kept his promise and remembered every day. When God remembers, dry bones begin to move. When God remembers, lost hearts begin to bloom. touched the vineyard like a kiss upon the stone. Then rivers burst from nowhere and life reclaimed its throne. The thirsty roots awakened, the sleeping seeds arose. The desert started singing and every blossom showed. Colors filled the wasteland, fragrance filled the air. The places once abandoned now carried answered prayer.
Rain on the wounded,
Rain on the weary,
rain on the lonely.
rain on the forgotten.
Let the water flow,
Let the water flow
let the water flow.
through every valley, through every nation, through every heart that waits on you. Oh,
Mercy flowing,
mercy flowing,
roots awakening,
awakening.
life returning.
The wilderness rejoices.
Rejoices,
Oh,
rejoice.
the wilderness rejoices. I met a man beside the river who once had lost his way. His heart had turned to desert from many years of pain. But when the living water touched the corners of his soul, the broken places softened and God restored him whole. I met a woman weeping for dreams she thought were gone, yet flowers bloomed around her as she lifted up her song. The vineyard kept expanding, the river kept its course, because the hand that watered it was heaven's endless source. No drought can stop his mercy, no darkness stop his light. The one who made the desert bloom still works his wonders tonight. Watering the desert vineyard, pouring mercy on the dry ground, where no song could once be heard. Now redemption makes a sound. Oh, watering the desert vineyard, living rivers overflow. Every broken root is rising,
Every buried dream will grow.
watering the desert vineyard.
Watch the wilderness rejoice.
Every heart once lost in sorrow
Now discovers heaven's voice.
the desert blossoms, the river rises, the vineyard sings, the rain keeps falling from glory to glory, from mercy to mercy. The wilderness rejoices, the wilderness rejoices, for the gardener has come. Oh, watering the desert vineyard. Oh, listen. Can you hear the cry of the exiler? The rivers remember names that Babylon tried to erase. The trees remember songs that Babylon tried to silence. But memory cannot be chopped down. When Babylon chopped the orchard, the roots began to cry out, Zion,
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 Zion.
how shall we sing in a strange land?
When Babylon chopped the orchard,
We wept beside the stream,
hanging up our harps in sorrow.
holding on to broken dreams.
When Babylon chopped the orchard,
Chains around our weary hands, but our hearts still beat for Zion in a far and foreign land. We sat by rivers of sorrow, where the waters knew our pain, watching smoke rise over villages where nothing felt the same. They took the fruit of promise, they cut the ancient tree, but they could not kill the longing that lives inside of me. The orchard stood in glory before the iron hand. Now only storms of memory remain upon the land. Yet deep within the ashes, a seed refused to die. For hope was born in suffering that Babylon could not buy. Oh Zion, we remember, though the night is long and cold, your gates are still before us, like stories yet untold. Hey, when Babylon chopped the orchard, we walked beside the street, hanging up our hearts in sorrow, holding on to broken dreams. Hey, when Babylon chopped the orchard, chains around our weary heads, but our hearts still beat for Zion in a foreign land. They say, sing us your sweet songs, mocking voices in the night. But how can broken captives sing joy without their light? For songs are born in freedom, not forged in chains of pain. Yet even in our silence, we whisper Zion's name. They burn the field of harvest, they scattered seeds in dust, but they could not destroy the covenant or the promise placed in trust. For every falling orchard becomes a rising flame, and every whispered prayer in exile still calls upon his name. Rise up, scattered children, remember who you are. Though Babylon surrounds us, Zion is never far. We will not forget the covenant, we will not lose the song. For even in oppression, our hope is burning strong. Chopped orchard, broken branches, Zion calling, we remember, chains fall, hope rises, the orchard will live again. I saw a vision rising from ashes in the ground, where once there was destruction, now resurrection sound. The orchard starts to grow again, the wounds still mark the land, and every tear becomes the rain that strengthens what will stand. The captives start returning with fire in their eyes, and songs of liberation begin to pierce the skies. For Babylon is fading, but Zion still remains, and nothing can erase it from the hearts that bear his name. When Babylon chopped the orchard, hey, we wept beside the street, hanging up our hearts in sorrow, holding on to broken dreams. Hey, when Babylon chopped the orchard, chains around our weary heads, but our hearts still beat for Zion in a foreign land. When Babylon chopped the orchard, we vowed we would not break, for every falling branch will rise when Zion wakes. Zion! the orchard, we live again. Listen, can you hear the cry of the exile? The rivers remember names that Babylon tried to erase. The trees remember songs that Babylon tried to silence. But memory cannot be chopped down. When Babylon chopped the orchard, the roots began to cry out, Zion, 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 how shall we sing in a strange land? When Babylon chopped the orchard, we were beside the stream, hanging up our harps in sorrow, holding on to broken dreams. When Babylon chopped the orchard, chains around our weary hands, but our hearts still beat for Zion in a foreign, foreign land. Oh, listen. The wilderness is no longer silent. The broken ground is no longer forgotten. Something is happening in the earth. The ruins are singing again. The valleys are rising again. The forgotten fields are blooming again. Zion is rebuilding, the orchard is alive forever. Amos spoke it, heaven confirmed it, behold, restoration is here. Zion's orchard forever, where the broken fields will sing. Every ruined place is rising by the mercy of the King. Zion's orchard forever, abundance fills the land. What was lost is now returning by the power of His hand. I walk through desolation where nothing dared to grow. The soil remembered sorrow from many years ago. Silence, the gates were burned with time, and hope had left the vineyard like a fading distant rhyme. But deep within the ashes, a whisper still remained, that God had not forgotten the promise He had made. For every ruined harvest is not the final word. When mercy steps into the field, the impossible is heard. He said, I will restore it, I will heal the broken ground, I will turn your sorrow into joy, where abundance will be found. Zion's orchard forever, where the broken fields will sing. Every ruined place is rising by the mercy of the King. Zion's orchard forever, abundance fills the land. What was lost is now returning by the power of His hand. The mountains start to blossom, the deserts start to sing. The rivers flow like promise from the presence of the King. The farmers plant with laughter, no tears upon their face, for every seed is covered by the favor of His grace. The old ruins are revealed now, the streets are full of life. No more the sound of sorrow, no more generations walking in the light. No shadow of destruction, only endless life. The sound of joy is echoing from valley unto hill. For everything the Lord has touched is blooming by His will. The covenant is standing unbroken through the years, replacing every famine with laughter instead of tears. Hey! Zion's orchard forever, where the broken fields will sing. Every ruined place is rising by the mercy of the King. Zion's orchard forever. Abundance fills the land. What was lost is now returning by the power of His hand. Zion's orchard forever. We lift a joyful sound for everything God restores. We'll never fall to ground. Forever restored, restored. Zion's orchard dies. The ruins sing again. The fields rejoice again. Oh, Zion's orchard forever. Zion's orchard forever. Oh, Master Gardener, can you hear the cry beneath the leaves? The branches look alive, the crowd sees the green, but you alone know what lies beneath the soil. Dig deeper, dig deeper. There are places hidden from the sunlight. There are wounds buried beneath the seasons. There are tears trapped beneath the roots. Master Gardener, do not pass me by. If there is hardness, break it. If there is poison, remove it. If there is life waiting to awaken, dig around my roots, Lord. Turn the soil of my soul. Break the stones that stop the river. Make the broken places whole. Dig around my roots, Lord. Search the places no one sees. Let your mercy reach the depths of me and bring your healing to my tree. I've stood through many summers, I've weathered many storms, I've lifted leaves toward heaven. Yet still my heart is torn. Some scars were never spoken, some fears were never named, some rooms within my spirit still tremble with old pain. I learned to hide my weakness, I learned to wear a smile, but underneath the surface I've carried hurt a while. The world may see the branches, but you can see below the tangled roots of yesterday that struggle still to grow. You know every secret valley, you know every silent cry, you know the very questions that keep me awake at night. Dig around my roots, Lord. Turn the soil of my soul. Break the stones that stop the river. Make the broken places whole. Dig around wrapped around anger, roots wrapped around regret, roots wrapped around memories I haven't conquered yet. Roots choking dreams you planted, roots drinking from old fears, roots holding on to burdens I've carried through the years. But your hands are not afraid of what lies underground, for you specialize in healing what others haven't found. You don't abandon vineyards, you don't walk away in shame. You kneel beside the struggling tree and call it by its name.
Dig through my pride, dig through my doubt,
Dig through the walls I've built around my heart,
dig through the bitterness, dig through the blame,
until your living water can freely flow again.
let the river run deeper,
Let the
river run stronger.
I surrender every hidden thing to the Master's loving hand. Dig around,
Dig around, dig around,
dig around,
dig around.
Master gardener, heal the roots, turn the soil, break the stone, let the river flow. I felt his hands upon me, breaking up the hardened ground, and places long forgotten began making healing sounds. The roots drank fresh forgiveness, the roots embraced the rain, the roots that once knew drought alone now flourished once again. The sunlight touched my branches, the blossoms started to rise, and fruit appeared where barrenness had once disguised my life. The gardener smiled softly as new life filled the air, for what seemed lost forever had become his answered prayer. The deeper goes his mercy, the stronger grows the tree. For every root surrendered finds a greater liberty. Dig around my roots, Lord, turn the soil of my soul, break the stones that stop the river, make the broken places whole. Dig around my roots, Lord, search the places no one sees. Let your mercy reach the depths of me and bring your healing to my tree. Dig around my roots, Lord, until your love completely reigns, and every hidden place within brings glory to your name. Master gardener, keep working, keep healing, keep digging, for every root touched by mercy will someday bear fruit. Whoa. Dig around my roots and let your river flow forever, forever. Whoa. Listen. This is not the sound of defeat. This is not the sound of ending. This is the sound of something planted deeper than death. The storms have come, the drought has spoken, the winds have tested every branch, but still it stands. There is a tree by the river of God, and it would not die. Someone declares it, heaven confirms it, planted not wandering, rooted not shaken. saw the winds of trouble. They came to break it down. They shook its leaves with fury. They tried to take its crown. The drought came like a thief at night to steal its strength away. But still the roots kept drinking from mercy every day. The fire came to test it. The storm came to consume. But something in its foundation refused to accept the tomb. For it was not self-planted, nor rooted in its pride. It stood because the river was flowing deep inside. No weapon formed against it could ever make it fall. For what is planted by his hand will rise above it all. The tree that would not die, planted by the rivers high. Though the storms may rage and cry, it shall flourish, it shall not die. The tree that would not die, lift your branches to the sky. Every season it will rise, for the Lord is its supply. The nations looked in wonder. How does it still remain? Through persecution's furnace, through sorrow, loss, and pain. Its leaves kept healing nations. Its shade gave weary rest. For everything it carried was heaven's very best. It bent but never broke down. It cried but did not fall. For deeper than its surface was the voice that governs all. The river never stopped flowing. The source was always near. So even in the silence, it had nothing left to fear. Rooted in mercy,
Planted in grace,
nothing can erase.
but God has placed.
Storms may rise,
Winds may roar,
but this tree is living forevermore. The tree still stands,
still stands,
rooted deep,
rooted deep.
never dies, never dies. Planted by the river, planted by the river. Oh, now I see a generation like branches in the light, stretching toward the heavens through every darkest night. They carry fruit of promise. They carry songs of praise. For what was once a tree alone now fills the earth with grace. The healing leaves are flowing. The nations gather round. For life is always arising where God is truly found. The tree that would not die, planted by the rivers high. Though the storms may rage and cry, it shall flourish, it shall not die. The tree that would not die, lift your branches to the sky. Every season it will rise, for the Lord is its supply. The tree that would not die, this is Zion, living sign that those in God are rooted in eternal life divine. Rooted, flourishing, alive. It will not die. Storms may come.